lest we forget. Remembrance Day blessings to you, whatever that means to you. You may have been to a parade today, maybe you took part in that, or you just stood by and watched. Maybe you took 2 minutes to remember your loved ones in spirit, loved ones that maybe fought for this country, fought for your freedom. So there's something about today's message where I want to bring forward a particular spirit. So if this video found you, it may be that this is someone that you would have known, could have been maybe your grandparent, or just resonates with you in some kind of way. So this might not resonate with everybody, but if it does resonate with you, please drop me a comment to let me know down below. And if you would like to go further with this reading, then please do get in touch and we can do that. I wanted to get a little message from the angels. Everybody's got a deck of these pretty much. The Angel Guide Oracle. Now, I don't really work with angelic oracle that very often. I do work with the angelic sort of energies at times, but it's not something I'd say I work with regularly. But at certain points of the year, that it does kind of come in more. So let's see, is there any angelic guidance coming through from this? The person that we're about to bring through. Ease and grace. Whoa, look at that. I haven't done that yoga pose for a long time, but it's a good one. There's something here about the energy of someone that would have been very determined, very disciplined. The robes and everything coming through on this as well makes me think of could be connections to the Far East or Indonesia, that kind of thing. Ease and grace. They would have had a gentle energy to them. They would have been a very gentle person. They may have had as well alopecia or something like that, which is, where the hair loss. So they may not have had any eyebrows or anything like that, or regularly losing their hair, or had patchy hair. So there's something significant about that as well. But I'm actually going to get into the archetype cards to just bring forward a bit more information about this person. So as I say, they didn't need to be, a soldier or in the army or anything like that. This could have just been someone that's been in your mind lately. And it's interesting around Remembrance Day and Samhain, like Halloween, as you might call it, because we kind of connect closer to our ancestral energy, or, to that kind of where our roots come from, where we are. Now we have here vampire and lover coming through as the archetypes of this person. So the vampire is making you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So I feel like when I said before about this person is quite disciplined, they wouldn't have suffered falls easily. And they may have said that, or other people would have said they don't suffer falls. They see through people, and they could drain other people intentionally if they wanted to. I think they did used to play with people sometimes. And there could have been a level of, not codependency, but a feeling of, they liked to control the environment. So perhaps they had people around them that they liked to be in control of, or knowing what they're doing. So say if they had a spouse or a partner or something, they probably kept very close to them. They probably did everything together. Lover is coming through with that as well. So great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. I feel like this person, they had a very, very deep, passionate relationship. And that might be the story. So if this is your grandparents or something, that might have been a story that is now being told through your family. It feels very special and good. So I'm picking up a masculine, to be honest. This feels more like a masculine coming through on here, and they would be very doting on their wife. They would have been very protective of them, maybe a little bit possessive of them, but it came from a place of love. I'm going to get 2 more on here, because this person, I feel they had a very soft voice, or they were very well spoken, and the way they used to talk was almost like they were giving you profound pearls of wisdom. Beggar. Now that's coming through because I can see this person. There's something about shoes, and I'm getting an Italian vibe from this. Actually, it's something about an Italian maybe descendant. So it's kind of like perhaps that is in your bloodline. But it feels like this person, even when they did have money, even when they did have a job where they were getting, you know, paid and things like that, and they did have more than enough money in their later years, they still didn't really spend it on themselves. They would have given it to everybody else. And they were the kind of person as well, if there was 2 children, they would have made sure whatever they give to the one, they give to the other. So say like if that child was like, as an adult, oh, Dad, can I borrow £500 or something? They'd give that money to the other sibling as well. And I'm seeing like a brother and sister scenario with that. So they have compassion for people that work hard as well. I feel like they really honoured and respected people that worked hard for what they did and that provided for their family. They really did well respect people like that. They saw them as having value. Guide represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So they were definitely somebody that had a very spiritual awareness, and they were a good leader. I feel like people looked up to them for advice, and they gave advice, and they wouldn't just give you the information. They would show you and teach you to find your way. They'd like, you know, they wouldn't just give you the answer to something. They'd be like, here's where you can find that information out. Now go and research it. They'd expect you to have to form your own opinion, not just take things on face value. They were a bit of a risk taker as well, and I feel like they could have been a bit of a gambler too. So they sort of they had a way about them that perhaps they seemed very lucky, but again they didn't bend more than their means. They wouldn't have overspent, that kind of thing. They valued family. They may have had a bit of a gamble every now and then, and I feel like there might have been a situation where there could have been, maybe they'd gone off to put some money on a bet and hadn't really told their wife or something like that. That might have been a very small argument, and I feel like this is a couple that didn't really argue that much. Now, Lagos is showing up as there's something about water. So they could have lived on a boat or near water. Perhaps they had a lake or something like that, but there was something significant about water. Again, I'm feeling actually like they could have had links to like fishermen. So that, yeah, could have lived close to the sea. There's definitely something about that. And they were very interested in Eastern culture. They were interested in like China and maybe Japan. But there's some kind of connection there. I feel like this person as well, in their passing, you may have actually received some kind of inheritance from them. You may have received some kind of wealth. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean money. It could be that it's a wealth of knowledge, or perhaps you remember little things that they've said and they're coming right now, you know, where it's like they said something to you and you're like, oh yeah, actually, they were completely right. And I'm now bringing that information to the next generation, and so on and so forth. I'm going to get some tarot cards because I want to know why this is coming through for you today. What is the message from this person to you right now? Because I feel like that's why it's coming through. And some of you may have lit a candle for this person. You may have spoken their name or seen them in a dream. Okay. They see that you are feeling, they're basically saying like you need to stand up for yourself more. You need to have more courage. They're kind of pushing you to find the traits that they had within yourself, because their qualities do reside within you and you can pull those through. 9 of Wands. Yes, stand up for yourself. Don't back down from opposition. Be resilient and, you know, find the facts that back up what you're saying. That's what they're suggesting to you. It's like, don't just back down. Because sometimes I feel like you're the kind of person that hides in a community kind of setting. You don't trust your opinion so much, or you think that you might be wrong, or you have maybe insecurities around that. But they're saying like they want you to step forward in your community. They want you to speak up and say what's on your mind, because quietly you might say what your opinion is or what things are, but then you don't bring it through. But then you actually feel quite low from that. You know, they feel like you're feeling low at the moment or weak, and they want you to feel better. Feel like you've got more going for you, because you're blocking some kind of fulfillment here. Drop me a DM if this resonates with you. I'd love to